Hi guys, how you doing? I want to do a follow-up video to the one I made the other day about the royal wedding and how everyone's going goo goo gaga over their masters and worshipping, kissing, bootlicking, real like slave Stockholm syndrome mentality. And I had quite a reaction from that video. It got out into circles of, I think, royalists and people that buy into all that patriotism, mind control bullshit. And it was very interesting to see the backlash from how people would react to it, and actually seeing the Stockholm Syndrome really play out, because people were meeting it with such aggression. And the video was done in a very calm and calculated way. I mean, it was a firm video, it was getting the point across, but you know, it was just encouraging people to become more of who they really are, their authentic sovereign selves. And so I found it even more weird that people were really lashing out with anger, like really just like as Aldous Huxley said in his book, Brave New World, like people will fight tooth and nail to protect the system that enslaves them. And I've been in this for quite a few years now, and never have I seen a moment where I was met with such ferocity in terms of a point I was trying to get across. So it really was a good barometer to kind of see where people's minds are and kind of what level of consciousness that we're at. And you know, it was a bit concerning to see that people are still so entrenched in this love of authority, which is really what I want to go into a bit deeper today. In saying all that, there are also a lot of people that do see it for what it is, and that's also encouraging. It's not, you know, when we see these things, we are still very much in the minority in terms of, you know, the general masses, but there is also a lot of people that are seeing this now for what it is, and it is just going to spread exponentially. And ultimately we are in the death throes of evil. I still believe that, and I still think that we are in the death throes of authority, even though it might not seem so on the surface level. There's an undercurrent now that cannot be stopped. So but I just want to talk a little bit about why people you know, have this love and protection of the system. And it really boils down to two energies which people are operating within, and it's either love or fear. So if you're in a state of fear, then you're going to want people to look after you. You're not going to want to take responsibility for your own actions and for your own life. Excuse the cockerel, it's quite early here in the morning. Yeah, you're also coming from a place of unsure, like, well, what without, you know, so-called leaders, what would happen? There'd be chaos. Well, I mean, just look around you, right? I mean, if you take the UK as an example, we're in a constant state of perpetual war with countries that we have no right to be in. We have a system where we pay 60% in taxes, in over 300 income taxes, and the major corporations, the bankers, the politicians, and the beloved monarchy pay zero or next to zero. We have austerity, we have the streets lined with homeless people, and you know, even in my hometown, Southend in Essex, there's stabbings in almost a daily basis. And so you have to ask yourself, all right, you don't want chaos, but what the hell do you think you've already got? You know, it's like, so basically you have this operation from fear of unsure about the future, wanting people to protect you. You know, people identify government control with protection, and it's an illusion, because we're not being protected. Far from it. Our lives are difficult. We work out and grind our backsides off until now we're 70 years old, which is now when they want to give you your state pension in the UK. So you're almost dead, and then they're going to give you your handout. And then when you die, obviously they tax you on that, and they tax your relatives if you leave any property. So there's this undercurrent of fear. You know, just maybe it's some kind of mass abandonment wound. You know, we see the government as the parent, and if the government's suddenly not there, then we kind of have no parents, which shows a spiritual immaturity, if you like. And this is where we're at. It's time to grow up, right? It's time to move beyond fear, because if we carry on with this, like it's pretty bad now. What is it going to be like for, you know, our children and our grandchildren? And interestingly enough, the Native Americans, they used to think in terms of 7 generations ahead, and they used to plan for 7 generations ahead. Now this generation doesn't even think of itself. So we have to move out of this mind control state of fear that we're in. You know, we are powerful beings. We can create whatever we want. We have so much more potential. I mean, you think that the roads are just not going to get built if we lose government. You think people are still not going to be able to get on and barter. I mean, all right, there might be some chaos for a little while, but I'd rather have a little bit of chaos for the short term if it means a long-term world of less chaos. And things can't pretty much get as bad as they are anyway. And then of course the other energy that people operate, that people that do see this and do want to move out of it, is the energy of love. Because how can you have self-love and self-respect while bootlicking? And you know, the whole idea is that we're our own leaders. We don't. All right, we can respect people, but you know, we are the powerful ones ourselves. We've just forgotten it. We're in amnesia, like I said the other day. So when you come from a place of love, you have that deep understanding, and you have that self-respect, which naturally comes with self-love. And when it comes to people ordering you around and barking orders at you, you don't take it, you know, because you know that these laws that they make up, they're all to benefit them, and they're defunct anyway, because the only law is do no harm and cause no loss. And so with self-love comes self-respect and a knowing of oneself. And no, I'm not going to be ruled over. No, I'm not going to worship people that don't give a shit about me, that rape children, because that's what they're doing. Institutionalised paedophilia. It's all being covered up. I mean, look at the Queen's honours list. You look at that honours list, it's full of either dead, suspected, or current people involved with child abuse. Cliff Richard, Rolf Harris, Jimmy Savile, which they knew about, Ted Heath. I mean, the list just goes on. You just take a glance at it, and it's, what are we doing? I mean, we should be protecting our children, not worshipping the people that are knighting paedophiles. I mean, can you not see how fucked up this is? Like, get out of it. Get out of this weird mind condition that you've got yourself into. And ask yourself, really, do you want to live your life from a condition of continuous fear, where you're scared of everything, you've got no courage, you know, you're going to have to let your children grow up in a world that you can see going to shit, and you did nothing about it because you were scared. In fact, you were supporting it, because like I said in the other video, if you support authority, then you are part of the problem. You know, you are the enemy. And you know, I'm very, very strong about that. You know, I don't care who you are. If you support that, if you support a system of evil, you're siding with them. So it's love or fear, you know. there's only two energies that operate in this planet. Most people are operating from fear, but you can come out of it. So yeah, I just wanted to leave that with you, and yeah, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll speak to you all soon. Take care. Bye.